Hello and welcome to my incredibly messy office. It is time to do a little update on where we are with the novella Murder in the Shallow Valley. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Some of you have certainly already seen this artwork, which is our cover art that's been done for some time, but I'm going to show it again because I'm super proud. It looks really good. Happy with it. It was done by Sid Quaid out of Kansas City, Missouri, and it's a beautiful piece. And he was very easy to work with, so very happy about that. I am going to try and keep this as simple as I can. So this is InDesign. This is how we've been designing the book. As you can see here, obviously a lot of this front matter I'm about to show you is done. I'm going to show you what's not done as well. So first of all, this is the internal title page. It's completed. Love our font that we got made for this project, actually for the plane. So this sort of windswept look is what we're going to be using for all of the text-based projects for the plane. Here you can see that we've got all the boring legal stuff's done. ISBN, this is one of the things that we own them, I just haven't assigned them yet. So this will be assigned relatively soon. Our cover art or editing by Max Bashirs, and then some additional contributions. The dedication is complete. I get to see things are complete a lot. I like that. Here I've got some acknowledgments and our wonderful patrons that help make this possible. I also have CrowdForger, which helped make this possible. And then I have a very short introduction. We didn't do anything too hefty here, just a quick introduction and then linking people over to our critmonkey.net site where we have lots of dossiers and things like that on our world building. And we've got the book. So where we're at now, I've already mentioned we still have to put the ISBN in, but that's really just assigning it to the different book formats. This is designed for print, the one I'm showing you here. As soon as everything's completely done that I'm about to mention, then that'll be one of the last things we need to do is format the book for ebook and for paperback. This is the hardback print version that this is formatted for right now. But what we've done here on some of these section intros, you can see some of the characters that we've talked about in our world building sessions if you've been on any of those streams in the past. Evan Skivers, of course, is a very famous researcher in Cathar. So I've got quotes in some of these places, in some of these section starts rather. So talked about the ISBN, and of course, one of the other things that we're missing right now that I'm working on right now actually is what we're doing for the end of the book. Get there. All right. So right now it's a 113 page novella. And what we're doing for, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't at the end, 118 page novella. And what we're doing following the story to hopefully get people interested in more about the plane is our adventure story that patrons have already read called Storm Runners. Storm Runners is one of the short stories that will be going in the short story book coming out hopefully later this year. Not hopefully, it needs to come out later this year. So, what I'm working on right now is after we've had a few other people read through it, it started too slow. And maybe that's something the patrons thought didn't say anything. That's fine. I'm just saying hopefully you guys agree that it started too slow because what we're doing is we are writing a new section one. The painful part of this is if I can switch over here real quick. So this is Scrivener. This is what I write in. I've got those two lines and I really don't like them. I'm not sure that that's what the first two lines are actually going to be. But yeah, if you were a patron that read this before, you know there were 7 sections. Now there's going to be 8. So I'm trying to do a relatively short new first section. The old first section obviously is section 2 now that you have already read. It's a sizable short story, but again, we wanted to start with the right pace. It's one of our adventure stories. So I'm working on that right now. As soon as I finish that, patrons will get, because this story is in the welcome package on Patreon, I'm going to update patrons that, hey, this has been updated. And it's going to be a much closer to complete project when you get to see it then, too, because we've gone a lot more in depth in the editing. And what's out there right now is half a step above rough draft, really. So we've gone through it a lot more now and had more eyes on it. So while there's not much there yet, and it's difficult to get this first section kind of thing started, that's all we need to do. The ISBN needs to be assigned to the book, and then I need to get. Well, I say I'm putting this story in. Actually, we're going to put the first 5 sections, the first 5 of the 8 sections from this short story in there. And like I said, hopefully that'll get more people excited about the world of Kethar. We need to get people excited about it, certainly. So I'm hoping these stories do the trick. I am in the wrong program. So that's kind of where we're at. And pretty soon this thing should be wrapping up. As soon as I have the first 3 formats we're doing are ebook, paper, back, and hardback for print. And then we're going to be launching them onto the platforms. Patrons, as you probably already know, once this is complete and all the formats are ready, I'm going to be sending you a way for you to get the ebook immediately. So you'll get to see it in a slightly different version than you've seen up to this point. I know you followed along since the sections were completed, but now it's been through editing, and I'm much happier with it now that it's been in front of more eyes and worked on so well. I hope that was informative. Hope that helps you see how much further we've got to go, which isn't really too bad. I got to write a section, and I always struggle with that first section. I'm sure other writers do too, but it should be a little more punchy and a little more energetic to begin with. That the ISBN thing is like sitting here for a very short amount of time and getting that complete. So yeah, we're super close, guys. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Happy gaming.